first decided to start stand-up at Middlebury because I was doing this experiment. If I could stand to do stand-up once, I would do it every night all summer so that I could bring it back to Middlebury and show it to my sketch comedy group. And it could be an offshoot of something we did. You know, I didn't think I would be a comedy writer. Maybe I can write stand-up. And if I can stand it, I'll do it, and I'll teach everyone else that they can do it too.
Calligraphy Club, you put a lot of time and effort into it. You get to learn how to write something pretty. Smash Club, you get to learn how to be cool at a game, go to a tournament, win it. And if you're going Republican, I guess you can talk about how much you hate the poor together. Like,
I had these urges to do things that I just no sane person would do, like listen to Meghan Trainor, or like fuck a tree while listening to Meghan Trainor.
Does anyone else in here have sisters that are hotter than them? Yeah. Okay, thank you. There's no way. Shut up. It sucks because my sister's hotter than me, and it sucks because my brother wants to have sex with her all the time, and he never wants to have sex with me.
We go to school in Middlebury, Vermont. Entertainment is really highly valued because we're all stuck together, and there's essentially nothing to do.
You can think of me as a prostitute. You come and visit me once every month in a dark underground room inside a seemingly innocent building, and I give you a good time, about 5 to 6 minutes.
Informal in the beginning, and I think a lot of people came and they just did this as for fun, really. Whereas if we fast forward to the show that just happened on Thursday, a big change that I see, first of all, is the number of people who have access to the sign-up process is a lot bigger. It's very, very open.
I think for Middlebury as a community, stand-up is a really nice place, especially when times are really stressful during midterms or when things are going really, crappily for everyone. It's kind of like a refuge from the storm.
So if you write a bad piece, it's a council of 8 liberal arts niggas roasting the fuck out of your... I think the comma that you used, I wouldn't have placed it there because I think that it makes your piece ugly.
I think it's really nice to have a break from an often really serious setting. You wake up every day, you go to class, you do your homework. And while I get to have a lot of fun doing a lot of different things that I like to do on campus, it's good to see kind of someone else being the vehicle for that fun and that joking mentality.
One of the biggest things that I appreciate about comedy and that I like when people focus on, at least the stand-up comedy here, is when people are just roasting the shit out of Middlebury.
It was peaceful in the woods. It was peaceful and quiet. It was like that first year seminar, spelling long words for lacrosse players.
You get a permission to say what's on everyone's minds, but everyone is scared to say. And I think that's really exhilarating to be able to have a function in the community where you can kind of point out what's unusual.
There's something worse than being a senior at the school. As being a college student at the school and having to deal with all the a cappella groups on campus. Dear fucking Lord.
I don't want to laugh on camera.
No, you don't want to laugh.
I don't want to.
He's laughing on camera. Hey, if you're not laughing behind the camera, that's on you. That's a funny joke.
It's really rewarding to devise up a joke and then tell that joke to people and have them actually laugh at it, and then afterwards come up to me and tell me, "Hey, Luis, you're funny. You're a funny guy."
This is my second time up here, so I'm basically an expert. Thought every guy ever after the first time. But yeah, they also, I didn't know when I was supposed to go. They threw me out here first. So you guys should be lucky that I'm warming you up for everyone else. Because not every guy is going to do that for you, all right? Yeah.
It is absolutely fantastic that we have a space on campus where you can just do comedy without any prior requirements or auditions or anything. Because from talking to a lot of my friends, I realized that stand-up comedy is extremely daunting for many, many people because of the instant feedback you get from the audience.
Everything you do up there is your own. And everything that whether they laugh, whether they don't laugh, anything, that's, up to you.
I got to be JFK. I got to do the JFK speech, but I didn't get to fuck Marilyn Monroe. Where is Mrs. Monroe? I want to show her my Bay of Pigs. That was a drag. So
writing comedy is like the set itself is a very interesting process. It makes me deliberate. Oh, what kind of joke? Like, how should I word this? This is how I tell the punchline, but how should I set it up?
If you're wondering what's taped to my arm, I actually fell down, scraped my forearm, and I had to tape my entire set to make sure I didn't bleed out.
I was so nervous the first time I did stand-up on campus, I almost blacked out. I use my hands a lot when I'm nervous. I go like, I gesticulate a little bit more.
Think about my body language and body image and the way I looked on stage, because I think that's a huge part about being funny is your body language.
I try and take my time. I think especially with 5-minute sets, I think that's what the norm is right now. There's such a pressure to rush.
Basically runs the classroom like it's a community board, so she'll get up and she'll be like, anyone have any announcements that they want to? Any announcements? Anybody? Yeah, any plan on it? You weren't raising your hand.
My first time doing stand-up was pretty nerve-wracking. It was very nerve-wracking, especially because my girlfriend traveled down from Burlington to come see. I didn't want her to make the drive to see me go up there and fail. There's this really cute girl. We're here as friends, and she doesn't want to date me. So if we dance together, that could lead to a lot of issues. In my head, that's what I was thinking. And so...
That said, sometimes you do get stand-up bits that are, like, either have been written, like, 2 minutes beforehand or are being made up on the spot.
And it's really brutal when someone makes a joke that you're like, ooh, I don't really like where that was going, and then they, like, keep kind of drilling it, and you're just kind of sitting there like, it's like watching a car accident. You see, like, more cars hitting it. It's just like, oh, this is just brutal.
I've definitely bombed before. There was a time where I came up and I had some jokes and I thought that they were pretty good, and I still stand by a lot of them, but no one, like only a few people were laughing, and those were like my friends that had came.
You guys ever masturbate to something on accident? Alright, nobody has. Oh, okay. Alright, well, I have.
I played the ukulele on stage, but I'm not a musician and I was incapable of tuning it. And then I go up on stage and I had just tuned my ukulele before, and this was going to be a completely, like all my material would be on the ukulele in this set, and I strum the first note and it's completely out of tune. So I just have to get through the entire set with my ukulele sounding terrible and just being a joke of a human being.
You are what you eat, said the cannibal. And I was like, that can't be right. I'm not a puppy.
The most ridiculous thing was that the sign-up was completely random, but the person who went before me did a 5-minute set educating the audience about emotional support animals, and she actually, I think, brought a dog on stage. And by complete random chance, I went on there right after that set, and I think I told about 2 minutes of jokes about dog eating.
Oh, don't growl. This is the kind of comedy you signed up for. This is the kind of comedy you're getting, all right?
The first time a POC takes the stage and does stand-up, the first time a woman takes the stage and does stand-up, the first time a member of the LGBTQIA community stands up and does stand-up, they might not bring down the house, because guess what? They might not have the audience there to see them.
But nah, I know him as that, that fucker who jerked off in middle school in the corner of the room, all a fucking weirdo. That was a terrible set.
I was a producer and I just wanted to get bodies and chairs, and sometimes I didn't care enough what kind of bodies and what quality bodies we were getting.
All right, what a crowd. What a crowd. I see a lot fewer feds than last time. which is always a good sign.
But when I first came here, I remember I went to my first improv show. It was Utter Nonsense show on campus. And I remember going into that room and being the only black person in the room and the only person not laughing. There's just a stool and a mic.
And the hardest part is getting up there.
But I think the worst thing is actually not understanding at all. I think that's something I'm most afraid of.
Told that I had to go first. I thought I was going to go fourth, so it kind of threw me off.
Here at middle, you know, on the spot that you're not doing well.
What's stopping you isn't, I don't think I'm funny. I think it's more of the, I don't want to get up there and like fail. But I don't think you'll ever really fail. I think you'll just get up there and you'll learn from it.
For a lot of newcomers, there really is not that much to worry about this. Yes, I totally understand like public speaking in front of a big crowd could be very intimidating, but these are not the people here to judge you. They're here to have fun just like you are.
I don't think I'm that funny, but people like laugh like crazy at my jokes, and I think that's just Middlebury students supporting another Middlebury student. People are a lot kinder with their laughter than you would imagine them to be. I don't know, it's such a great crowd. It's always a great crowd.
I think that's like all I have to say to you guys. I really wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm glad I did, and I love you all.
It's one of my favorite things that I've done in my life so far. What a crazy whirlwind working experience to have empowered so many people to try to do this crazy thing when I knew that all along myself they were empowering me. I didn't even feel like I could do it. We all convinced each other that we could do it. Fucking my boyfriend's like eating Chipotle. If you had to fuck Chipotle every day for 2.5 years, it's repetitive, but it's my favorite, and it fills me every time. And I'm always checking to see if I look pregnant.